And I call the honourable member for Herbert.
Thank you very much, Deputy Speaker, and I thank the member for bringing forward this motion in relation to Save the Children. I was lucky enough to participate in the Save the Children visit to Papua New Guinea last year. Although it was not my first time to that country, it was done with a different perspective to my other visits and was brilliantly worth the effort. We, as parliamentarians, tend to look for economic and trade connections when we travel to other countries. What else is there to do? We set an agenda of getting there, meeting the key stakeholders, establishing rapport, trying to forge relationships which will benefit each country. My city of Townsville has a 30-year sister city relationship with Port Moresby. It is a strong and vibrant relationship, but one that is forged along lines of governance and commerce, of military exchanges and health concerns, of university interaction and trade opportunities. I've spent precious little time in a city which is, in fact, the closest capital city to Townsville. All our trips seem to be tightly arranged and time-constrained. So, when Save the Children approached me to participate in this trip, well, I viewed it along those lines. I was completely taken back and in awe when I saw the work of volunteers abroad, of the NGOs and the aid workers, of the people on the ground who are trying to make a difference. We travelled to Goroka and then to Port Moresby, and we saw how Papua New Guineans were attacking the scourge of domestic violence and how they still had to contend with witchcraft and a lack of educational opportunities. The trip's highlight was, for me at least, a visit to an all-girls boarding school in Port Moresby. Here the girls were on scholarship and their education is at the forefront of their daily routine. To stand there on stage and urge these girls forward in their quest to be that generation which changes the views of women and girls in PNG was an inspiring moment for me as I've had since I've had this role. I'm certain the member for Batman would concur that this was a great day spent there. There are many challenges in PNG and there are many more levels to their lives which we as occasional visitors will never see. But through the work of Save the Children, we were able to see the efforts by the PNG Police Force to tackle that domestic violence and crimes against women and girls and children. It was a visit which will stay with me for a long time. Yes, the stories of levels of violence towards children especially were harrowing. Yes, the stories about women being accused of witchcraft would make me shake my head and make everyone shake their heads. There were any number of reasons to think that the task ahead for our nearest neighbours are insurmountable. But through this organisation, Save the Children, we also saw that this is a country not afraid to face up to the biggest challenges, that this was a people who wanted better lives, that this was a country that cared about the women and children, that this was a country which was trying its best to make it a better place. The challenges of PNG are great. They will not, from all accounts, achieve a single millennium goal for its people. In our troop, there were 3 parliamentarians and 1 journalist who had never been to our nearest neighbour. Through Save the Children, they were able to open the door to MPs and senators from Victoria and New South Wales and allow them to take their stories back to their cities and states. It was a trip worth making, and I would urge all who have the opportunity to go on one of these trips to take it up, to bring back the messages of hope from countries in which they operate, and to make sure that everyone knows what a great job our NGOs and aid agencies do overseas. I'm very proud to lend my name to this organisation, and in a country like PNG, where we have especially great ties, and my city of Townsville has very strong ties through the YWAM ship, the YWAM medical ship, which goes up the rivers in Western Province and does outreach work and does things like eye surgery and restores the sight to people, who addresses the basic health issues of why there's so many people die in childbirth in Papua New Guinea. Those are the things that Save the Children were able to point out to us, who tend to take a very austere look at the way we deal with people and the way we deal with countries. The ability to be able to look at the people and not the product was hugely beneficial to all of us. It's confronting when you go overseas to these countries and you see just what we take for granted in this country. It's confronting when they do put you in these places, but it's well worth it, and I urge everyone in this place, no matter how marginal your seat, to be able to go in there and have a look at these things, because it is well worth the trip, and I thank the House.